Right. It is 2 o'clock on the dot Central Time, and I wanted to welcome everyone to our April Real Talk about real estate. Today, we're joined by Jeremias Maneiro, president of JMan Seminars, and he's going to drop some knowledge about messenger bot marketing and why you might be interested as a buyer's agent. Jeremias, where do we even start with this? I've used Facebook Messenger before, but how can I use a messenger bot as a buyer's agent to connect with interested home buyers?
Yeah, so let's start with what is a messenger bot, because I think there's a lot of people don't understand just the beginning phases of it. That you have your personal messenger that I hope everybody who's watching this right now, if you're watching this on Facebook, you should at least know what that is. I know, and you've probably taken a class before that says you should have your Facebook page, a real estate business page as well as your personal page. So your real estate business page has a messenger side to it that you can communicate with potential prospects and potential buyers who might inquire on whatever kind of great content you're producing on social media. So a messenger bot is I like to call it an automated conversation with like a personal touch, right? Whatever conversation you might have with somebody, it can have that conversation for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, especially, with today's modern consumer. They're out looking, they're searching the internet at 2 o'clock in the morning. We're not answering our phones. So it's a great
Hopefully
way to
not.
provide, well, some of us, great way to provide information, on demand.
Awesome.
Yep.
Um, how long does this normally take to set up? Like, let's say I'm interested and I want to get started. And also, like, what's your trial and error process once you pick one that you like?
I guess it all depends on how tech savvy you are. I talk a lot about social media and technology, and I always tell people like this is something where I didn't really take a class for it. It's pretty intuitive. Like you got to really get in and play with it. You can't break it, right? I mean, you're not you're not going to break the internet. Um,
Yeah.
but it's we use a third party software called ManyChat, MANY chat, which integrates with your Facebook. Facebook does have some customization you can do in automation, but it's super limited. It has like a welcome menu and then like an auto reply if you're unavailable. With ManyChat, you can kind of get in, and they have actually some real estate flows, they're called, which are conversations that are automated. They have those already built in that you can download for free. And then there's just a ton of tutorials within their platform that you can watch. So if you're somebody who likes to watch and kind of pace yourself and learn as you go, there is a lot of information out there.
Awesome. Um, yeah, I've heard of Convo. Is that another self-service bot out there?
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton out there now. I'm sure if you're watching this and you're on social media at all, somebody has targeted you and said, "Hey, there's a great real estate bot for you. Do you want
Right.
leads today?" And it's like we're targeted so often with the latest shiny penny. And I can tell you, as I'm a real estate practitioner myself, ABR designated ABR instructor. I chase after all the shiny pennies, guys. I have spent way too much money to admit on the latest and greatest thing, and I've been working with with the chatbots going on almost 3 years. So, and I
Okay.
still feel like it's in its infancy in the real estate industry, but it is the future.
Okay. Yeah, and I guess I was wondering, like, is there a benefit to using a specific bot that's marketed as a real estate bot versus some of the other messenger bots?
I think if somebody approaches you and said, "I have the perfect bot for you,"
Hmm.
you shouldn't work with that person, right? We have a bot that we created that we do offer for agents, but there's no one size fits all. There's a customization to each and every one because our markets are so different. I'm in New York State, upstate New York, Rochester, New York.
Hmm.
From Rochester to my neighbors 60 miles to the west, which is Buffalo, to my other neighbors 90 miles to the east, which is Syracuse, the way we do our business is drastically different. We are all kind of experiencing that seller's market throughout the United States. I think
Right.
that's a common
Yeah.
theme. But I think it's having a template to start with and then customizing it for you and your business. And, the ABR designees, it's like we have so many resources that we can put in the bot one sheets and just, stuff to help out the consumer, because that's what we are nowadays more than anything else, right? Providing value. You keep on providing it, and then they pick you, and then you have your exclusive right to represent and all that.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, like you said, Reback, we offer tons of member benefits. A lot of ABR designees get the designation and then don't often go back and look at the Reback Member Center and see what we have to offer. So this is obviously a plug for that. Log into reback.net, see what's available. And this messenger bot is an amazing way to, like Jeremiah said, you're not answering the phone at 2 a.m. But let's say you've got a home buyer who's browsing the internet and they're really excited. They want to buy a home and they want to get started right now, and they want to reach out to you. And you've got an amazing Facebook page, business page, and as a buyer's agent, you got to set yourself up for success. You can use this messenger bot and have them send, like Jeremiah said, like a consumer one sheet the second they contact you, or a link to some of our social media videos or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, reasons to work with an ABR. I think there's a really good video we looked at yesterday. All of those, if you don't have the content, I think Reback has it for you. But you could also, if there's a first-time home buyer program that's specific to your area or something like that, that's how you really set yourself apart, is having that specialized knowledge. But every time you can create a post, a video, whatever that may be, whatever you're comfortable with. I love video. So I would say, like, I might do a video on, like, hey, everybody, did you know that you can get 100% financing, no closing costs with this great first-time homebuyer program? If you put in the comments below, this is imaginary, folks, don't do this, please. If you did in the comments below, first-time homebuyer, our messenger bot will auto reply with the program or all of the resources we have for first-time homebuyers. And those are triggers. There's multiple triggers within the bot, which is, a trigger just means something happens and makes it react. So it could be a comment on a certain post. It could be a keyword that's sent into your Facebook page. It could be a QR code that they scan, or it could be a URL that they click through, just to name a few. Yeah.
I mean, I think that makes perfect sense, and it's about using the tools to to help you out.
Right.
You can't do everything on your own, and why not rely on technology to help you out? Jeremiah, are you able to show us what some of those triggers look like?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Yes, let's do it.
All right, let's see what's behind the scenes.
Let's see what we can do. First, I think what I'll do is I'm going to come here. I'm going to bring up a QR code on the screen itself. Let's see. So the first one, this is just kind of like a demo bot that we set up for real estate people, just to kind of see how it works. So if you took your smartphone out, if you have a smartphone, if you don't have a smartphone, please don't comment that you don't. Just slowly back out of the room and go get one today. But take your smartphone out, scan the QR code that you see on the screen right now. That will take you through to Messenger. And in Messenger, then you're going to have a gallery of resources that you can scan through as if you were a potential buyer or seller. We set that up ahead of time. Now, this to the same place, and I guess we could put it in the comments. Sure. If you went to bot.jmanseminars.com, that's a subdomain name that I set up to go to the same place, right? Because sometimes, and I'll come back over here, sometimes people aren't savvy enough to use that QR code. And so it's like, let's find multiple ways to get them in, to the same place. You could see if I'm giving you kind of a behind the scenes look here.
Yeah.
Behind the curtain, folks.
Great.
Let me zoom in here first. So you could see, like, this is the triggers side of it. So these are all the ways that people come into this specific flow. So just for this one, this is the bot gallery that you may be looking at right now. Again, if you go to bot.jmanseminars.com, it'll bring you here. Or if you scan the QR code that was up just a minute ago. All these other flows come in here, but you see the URL there. You see Facebook keyword, which means if somebody sent the message containing bot gallery, bot demo, or bot gal, because I have a bot lady that works with me. And if you send any of those keywords as a message to the page, it will also auto reply. And then the QR code that I showed you there.
Awesome.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying that's awesome.
Oh, thanks.
And then my assistant Suman actually commented that link on the live video. So if you want to follow along while JMan is going through this, feel free to click on that link. So thank you, Suman.
And for those of you who like analytics, right? You're always like, well, how does this work? Is it working? I can track the flows, and you can track the flows on the back end. I know that 104 people have visited this specific flow right here that you're looking at, and of those 104 people, 76 have clicked through. Nice. Okay, so you can kind of track what's maybe if you're not getting the click-throughs that you want, something in the verbiage. But the conversion rate, if you're looking at a typical sales funnel where somebody says, let's run an ad, or let's do something to get them to a squeeze page, right? We've heard that term before. Mm-hmm. A messenger bot is 35 times has 35 times greater the conversion rate. 35 times greater. Is that right? Yeah, 35 times greater, because it's permission based. I'm saying, I'm going to give you information. Would you like it? Yes or no. You wouldn't go there unless it's something you were looking for. And then I ask permission again. Is it okay for me to follow up with you in the future? It's not the spam mentality that traditional salespeople had for years. But you can see here. Hold on, let me just go back. This is the actual gallery, and we program this that when if you looked at the gallery, this is the first one. This is about buyers, so you can try it. We set that up, or that could be a video. So just imagine if you had home buyer resources, you could have an unlisted YouTube video even with your face and your video saying, hey, this is Jeremias Maneiro with the Maneiro team at XYZ Realty. We love to help you find the home of your dreams. Check out our resources here. Something simple, easy, and can really customize it and set yourself apart. But all of these, it's basically how it works. You have the gallery here. You control where the button goes, and it's if you like flow charts, more or less what it is, right? You're predicting the conversation and where everything goes.
Yeah, and the tracking, the metrics on that are amazing. I mean, I know as a buyer's agent, like, you're always looking for your next lead. So now you can see, how well Facebook can pay off for you in your business. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Any comments, feel free to chime in. I see we have a few people watching. Please use this time. We can ask Jeremias questions while we're going. So how long have you been using messenger bots?
I would say about 3 years,
3 years.
More or less.
Okay.
Yeah. I go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and you feel like it's taken the entire time to feel comfortable? I mean, you said you're always...
Oh, sorry. Thank you for clarifying. Don't let that intimidate you. Like, I've been on and off, like guess and checking. I like when you said that, because a lot of the technology and social media, I don't care what gurus you talk to, we all guess and check. It's like, okay, how can I use this in my real estate business? And, we use it every day. If I have a new listing that's going to hit the market, there are a lot of buyers out there that are looking for new listings. So we have a new listing flow, for example, where you could go to a property and say, hey, clear cooperation, though it has to be in within 24, right, within one business day. But I would say, hey, everybody, check this property out. If you want more information, click on the link below or scan the QR code. Again, everything, my hub, if you will, right, where I'm driving, and the call to action always goes through the bot, because once you have them in the bot, you've now converted them, because I know who they are. I know I can leverage all of their profile data that Facebook already knows. I know their email address. I know everything. And then the same platform, ManyChat, you can also send them text messages if they opt in. You could also send them emails. So there's multiple ways to communicate regardless of generation or tech savviness.
That's amazing. Yeah, to have all that information in one place, it just, I mean, it's another reason, like, it's just doing all of that like legwork for you, collecting all that information for you. And that's amazing. So helpful, especially, as a buyer's agent, when you're so busy all the time, just, talking to a bunch of people at once, and you can just go back into Messenger and be like, oh, okay, like this is the conversation that I was having with this person. This person needs this. And it's just really easy to sort through that, all that information. And it also sounds good because Facebook's constantly changing, but when you're like we were experiencing that, even talking about setting up this Real Talk event. So
Right.
I mean, it's really important to stay relevant in your business, and then also with technology. And I mean, it doesn't need to be some scary thing. I mean, you can see, Jeremiah showed us the behind the scenes, and anyone can set it up, and you can see the success that can come from it.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's the best way to communicate. It is going to be the future of communication, right? If you look at countries like China, the number one way they communicate is through WeChat, which is a group messaging platform very similar to Facebook. And I hadn't mentioned this yet, but in the next 2 months, WhatsApp and also Instagram will also be a part of the ManyChat platform. So you'll be able to communicate via Facebook, text message, email, Instagram, and WhatsApp through one platform.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I saw that Instagram and Facebook were joining forces with their messenger, but that's incredible that they're including email in that as well.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a different story for another day, but it kind of annoys
Sure.
me that the way I'm like, I want to keep my messages separate for that.
Yeah,
Like, I hate that it's joining, but it's, I think it's today's modern consumer, right? We got to talk to them where they're at. I can't have somebody send me a Facebook message and then go, I'm going to call you right now, or I'm going to send you an email. Like,
right.
they sent me a Facebook message, so that's how you should communicate. But I think we shouldn't be thinking that people want to talk to us all the time, right? I mean, we would love to think that people need to talk to us to get the information, but we can be the providers of the information and the source of the information so that when they're ready within the bot, they could always hit talk to human, right? But on the back end, like when you went in to test it, I was like, hey, I see you're in there. I can watch. It's kind of weird,
Right.
but
Yeah.
I'm watching what's going on. I'm seeing how you're interacting. And even if the person coming in is having a challenge with getting some kind of resource, I can send a message, go, hey, Michelle, looks like you're looking for a home buyer resource. You want me to send that to you? Oh, yes.
Right.
Thank you. Right. It's almost like a sigh of relief. And so it gets the best of everything. I think if you're getting in now, you're definitely going to be able to set yourself apart, because not just what we've discussed so far, we also have an open house bot where you can wow your open house visitors, right? Another great way to pick up buyers as an ABR.
Yeah, that's amazing. I did want to ask, so we've talked a lot about, interacting with current clients. How do you use Messenger Bot to kind of check in on, past clients and, keep that relationship going?
That's a good question. So we try to do a quarterly client appreciation party.
Awesome.
Pre-COVID, we did do some
Sure.
virtual gatherings. We actually did a drive-in during COVID
Awesome.
because then everybody could stay in their car. We bought out the drive-in,
Sure.
and they were happy to do that. But it's a great way. Plus, we did we've done reverse pie pickups, where the folks come by and they pick up the pies from our office. Rather than all the callbacks, we set up a flow. Again, it was a URL to go into the flow. What kind of pie would you like? Cherry, apple, peaches, pumpkin pie, whatever. They pick that, and then it gets tagged, and it can actually auto-populate to a Google Sheet so that we don't ever have to talk to them. Not that we don't want to, but it automates
Right.
the process, because is it really necessary for us to say, okay, pumpkin, right? Your highest and best use of time is working with clients. So we've
Totally.
used that for our client appreciation parties, anything like that, where we need to log information. There needs to be follow-up. That's a great way. And then if we're working on a VIP type thing where all of our clients get exclusive discounts to vendors and affiliates that we work with. So like, you know, the landscaper, the painter, and so they'll be able to click a link and go in and get all of our resources for our vendors. Just to be like, you know, after the sale, provide that service and be there for them whatever they need, regardless of real estate or not.
That's amazing. Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, it's just important to, you know, continue that relationship with those past clients. And it sounds like you're doing that and you're able to use the messenger bot to, you know, pull them and continue that relationship. And that's really cool, really
Awesome.
valuable.
Thank you.
So I just wanted to see, does anyone have any other questions? I know
Anyone?
Steve said earlier that we're 1999 to death. I think in regards to earlier when we were talking about you trying out all the different messenger bots out there and being marketed to as a real estate professional and being tempted to try the new next best thing. So I think yeah, we can all agree that, you know, when you're marketed to, you're getting a lot of that 99
Oh,
cents
every day,
promotion. Yeah.
every day. And it's
Yeah.
sometimes there is something that you should listen to, and this is it.
Yes. Listen to Jeremias.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
It's, you know,
great.
I think, you know, just providing these benefits, another
Mhm.
great advantage of you being an ABR watching this webinar right now for free. You
Yeah.
can remember the day that you heard about messenger bots and you decided to implement it in
Yes.
your business, and you can
Yes.
do a great testimonial for Rebec.
Yeah. And thank Jeremias too. So
Ah, it's okay.
um
I don't need it.
well, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you, Jeremias. You know, thank you everybody for joining us today. We hope you learned a lot about messenger bots. And please join us for our May Real Talk, which is about working with senior clients on May 18th with Brian Finley. So thank you very much to everybody. And we will see you in May.